think the Lord is saying to us, how about this? If you're going to represent me, you cannot call anybody unholy or unclean. Okay, now go share the gospel. And
Right.
that's the question I have. How would it change the way we engage with people if we were not allowed to call anybody unholy or unclean? It would change the way we honor and love and respect people and treat people, talk to people, engage with. I mean, it would totally change our engagement with them and with each other. And actually, I would say to the point of what's going on here in the United States this week with the death of Charlie Kirk.
Right.
You know, people are all over the place on Charlie, and I mean, wow. Here's the thing I loved about Charlie, and that is he encouraged conversation, and he encouraged articulate conversation between people, especially people who disagreed. And you know, at no point, I mean, the only weapon was the weapon of words in that moment. And yet the words weren't used to shut people down as much as they were to hopefully challenge them to a new perspective. And I look at it and I go, oh my goodness, you know, oh, things are getting worse and worse and worse. But I was reading this morning, as we were saying before we started today, in Acts, I think it's in Acts chapter 6, verse 8, where it talks about Stephen, who full of power and signs and wonders and miracles and whatnot, is confounding people with his wisdom. And it's religious people, and it says they could not cope with his wisdom. Therefore, they began to spread lies about him, that he was teaching blasphemy. Right. And then basically by labeling him dangerous or a false teacher or false this or false that, he's preaching a false gospel or whatever, then what happens? He gets vilified and ultimately gets stoned by the religious that think they're doing God a favor.
Right.
And these days, and I got to say, this is super important because I think right now, I mean, listen, I'm getting religious Molotov cocktails thrown at me on a fairly regular basis. People look and go, universalist, people, heretic, false teacher, false gospel. And I'm looking at that and I'm going, hey, you know, these days, you know, calling people dangerous who are believers in Jesus Christ, who are faithfully preaching that Jesus forgives sin. It's almost like people are taking lit matches and throwing them into the dry brush of weak minds who maybe have, you know, some sense of going, I'm going to do God a favor. I'm going to take this person out. And I'm telling you, we've had some weird things happen lately where, you know, we've had some people show up at meetings that did not have good intentions. And it was for more than just a protest.
Wow.
And it has to do with the fuel that people are putting out there. You'll never hear me in the public square calling somebody else out as being a false this or a false that or dangerous, because I mean, privately, yes, all day long, we can sit there and like debate back and forth. But in a public forum these days, words have power.
Yep.
And the church is doing it to itself. And I think with the death of Charlie Kirk this week, if it's told us one thing, it's we really got to like go, wait, hang on a second. What are we doing here? If we lose the ability to freely communicate without the threat of somebody's going to come along, I'm going to do either God or society a favor by shutting this person down. We're going to start seeing the stuff that happened to Charlie, the thing that happened to Charlie, start happening within the church from other Christians if we don't stop this.